The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Full power, get louder. I'ma get stronger, just watch me. Full power, get louder. I'ma get stronger, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. Gonna hear my song, just watch me. Every hour, no doubter. I can run this town. Somebody give me the key. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. No more doubt about me. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, don't you know I got the
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes. And you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been tested so much, all these restless nights, all these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of ain't it Beijing, man, ain't know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could light the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on a better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speakerphone. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. 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 Going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. I'll keep going till my I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my speakerphone. I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows. 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 I'll keep going till my speakerphone blows.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town.
Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown. Order up that beat just like it's takeout. Show me you got soul inside those new shoes, and you can rock and roll with an attitude. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. You're the new MC, you got the remix. Keep it on repeat, just let the beat kick. Everywhere you go, you bring the roof down. Everybody knows you got your own sound. So good, so fresh, just the way you like it. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, yeah, you like it, the way you like it now. Yeah, you like it, the way you like it. Oh, so good, so fresh. Get up on your feet. Show me you got soul. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Just the way you like it. So good, so fresh. Get up on your feet, this is a shakedown.
Welcome on in. Now, it's not going to be a grand final, but the consolidation, which still holds heavy implication. It's going to be Voca, Marsborne, myself, and my illustrious co-caster, which I could not be any more pleased to bring on to this quote-unquote desk with me before we do enter the game. Vincent, how's it going, man?
Oh man, it's going well. I'm actually so excited that we got this matchup, dude. There's so many fun storylines that are coming to a head right here and now. It's actually beautiful, and ACS is indeed beautiful. Who could have thought?
Listen, some people might agree with that and say that not me, but listen, I've been around. I think it's pretty pretty good looking every now and again. Sometimes it gets a little ugly, but come on, what kind of Counter-Strike doesn't? We're gonna be hopping into this one towards the end now of Season 51's Cup 1 for Challenger League, and in that, as mentioned, it's not the final, but still very much so a game that holds importance. Every match matters. You are to win a certain number of points that moves you up in the VRS, or lose a certain number that will bump you just as far down. Take a look at the money that's also on the line for that. Not only about VRS, it's also about that cheddar, Vincent.
Yeah, I mean, if you really want to break it down, right? It's a money match for $200,000 at minimum, plus the chance at the first place prize. That's legit as well. You know, not just talking about the overall implications, but you know, if we want to go that angle, Marsborne very publicly has been talking about, you know, where they see themselves as wanting to have a chance to make it to a major, etc. Those types of things, these are the kind of wins that can get you there. But this is the journey along the way. No surprise to see that M80 kind of stomping their way through the upper side of this bracket. Voca falling only to them as they're knocked down here, but it was Voca who knocked Marsborne down a couple of rounds ago. Before that, Voca winning against Mythic, Zomblers. In fact, the Zomblers took a map off of Voca. I think pretty impressive for Zomblers, but other than that, not too many stumbling blocks.
Yeah, you and I had the opportunity to talk about this head-to-head in particular, about the history that goes across this one. And, you know, they may have played in the uppers, right? They've also played in a couple of other tournaments as of the last couple of months. But all in all, the head-to-head for these cores has been going back as far as 2 years and change ago, Vincent. And the fight through the lower bracket a little bit longer for Rave by all of one best of three, by Voca for all of one best of three. For Marsborne, I flipped that around. One best of three more in the lower bracket for Marsborne. Sorry, I was reading. Against Rave, and then to meet Voca, who get bumped down. It's the return that there has been a little bit more, I guess, pressure put on that of Marsborne now to try and come back swinging.
Yeah, it's been that storyline that you shape up quite nicely, where when 60 first joined this Marsborne roster last summer, it was a great matchup for them. They went 4-1 against Voca across a bunch of different competitions, but especially interesting in the lower bracket final of Season 50 Cup 4. So this is like a remix of that, where Marsborne 2-0'd Voca. That is where we're coming off of, but then Infinite joins up with this Voca roster. Since then, it's 3-0 on best of threes for this Voca roster against Marsborne in the head-to-head. That is quite spicy. Here, the chance at a grand final is on the line. Will that change things? I would think it might, but who knows?
Yeah, I think Infinite certainly has been, I wouldn't say a surprise necessarily that he's playing well, but this well. I really didn't expect him to jump onto this one and immediately go to the top side of the team this far up and ahead. Last couple of months with like 1.18 rating, I believe, as it's been. But, looking back on Marsborne of all teams, I want to give a little bit of a number line is, back when September rolled around and Grizz had started to look a little bit better and better, by the time that he's hit now, he has jumped up a 1.2 rating, or rather, I'm sorry, a 0.12 rating. That's insane since CXCI has joined this team to imagine that he's hit these levels. And the same can be said for Wolf, who's also seen a jump. But speaking of jumping, we're going to jump into this veto as we've already seen the bans of Inferno and Dust 2.
Yeah, Dust 2 been one that these two teams have been willing to play against one another. Gonna get a little bit of a repeat of the last best of three, though. Mirage picked it by Voca last time. The thing is, Voca picked it and lost it in that best of three in the upper bracket. So keep that in mind. They come back to Mirage. Been a long time map for this core of Voca that they've loved for a very, very long time. Anubis, though, gonna be the one for Marsborne. Didn't see that last best of three, but we did see it, and Marsborne was able to win it the previous time that these two teams had met. That was over 2 weeks ago. You follow that up.
This is interesting, this last one.
Ooh, yes, it is. Hold on. I see Overpass in our future, I feel.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't want to cut you off, but yeah, Overpass is the one that's so weird, and I honestly thought they would ban it. I did. There was such inconsistencies seeing come specifically from the side of Marsborne, where the last time they had played just days ago, dude, 13-1. Voca blasted them on that map. The time before that, it wasn't pretty, but again, Voca won. It was a 16-14, an overtime affair, and one where, frankly, I remember not really seeing the best, let's say, out of Marsborne on it. It wasn't exactly perfect, and it's worth mentioning that on that map, they started that on the CT side 8-4. Vincent, they started that. Marsborne kind of let it slip, so I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think what's really interesting about that Overpass situation is because prior to Infinite joining, this was like a Marsborne holdout. They played it a few times in those 4 best of 3s or 5 best of 3s that I was highlighting before, that Marsborne won 4 out of 5. And they won Overpass every time it was played. prior to that. So Infinite, the difference maker when it comes to an overpass, leading them into an Anubis. I think that makes sense for Marsborne. You absolutely shape it up well. I've been told we've got this game ready to get rocking and rolling. This one is going to be for all the marbles. A lot of excitement coming in. Marsborne, they know what's on the table. They know that this has been a matchup that they struggled with. Now they've got to correct the record, right the ship.
I'm a Mirage fan, and I think that one consistency that you'll see from Voca on this map in particular that I'm going to need to keep an eye on is that Dia has a pretty easy time kind of maneuvering around Wolfie on the AWP. I say easy, but he's never really shut down, never really shut out of a map of Mirage, and that's to be expected, but not shut out in any way, shape, or form are Voca, because it's Shane to double back in the same way that Modem had to his two teammates, and they could still go B, they could pump the brakes, or alternatively, they could do a little bit of both. As we do see them stall out for just a second, it doesn't necessarily mean that they're leaving their initial destination.
Yeah, this A push, though, in the meantime, for Chop, he's into Palace. It's a place he'll call home on the T side as a default as well. Very comfortable in there. And that's caused a rotate. The fact that Marsborne going for not a stack, but instead a split is interesting to me. And it might be that final destination. Smoke placed down. They're going to throw both of those just to cover this cat move. So, 60, I mean, he'll get here in time to maybe have an impact, but it's going to be some tough shots.
Yeah, it certainly is going to be a bit of a time where somebody's going to need to step up, I would have said, other than Shane. But, you know, he can do it himself. I'm perfectly fine with that, so long as it means that they maintain what they'd already gained. A flash into the window, and Shane looks to go through. It's popped right in Chris's face. The easiest of the 4 kills for Shane thus far, I would say, if they all didn't look as clean as they have. And only Chop. A dual Beretta versus a dual Beretta. But Shane can't get too overzealous. Can't get too confident despite the amount of success he's found in his fights. But now comes the time to peek off and away. Another back, potentially turn, and a fight to which Shane will absolutely win, kicking off the consolidation with a killer 5K.
Dude, I mean, that is just beautiful stuff out of Shane. I love this flash, too, that they pull out in the late stages. Great consistency as well to get this clear. There are multiple people fighting into underpass. It's easily overlooked on a pistol round, but they take their time with it. And Shane's a guy that is really hard to stop if he gets rolling. You know, I would say by no means the, like, primary firepower of this Voca roster, but I think he can be such a difference maker when it comes to his, like, if he's consistently in a series, dude, it's really hard to beat this Voca team if you have the rest of the firepower rolling, and that is certainly going to be scary. Force buy for Marsborne. Fortunately, poor Chop is eating a nade, and he won't be able to survive as Dia comes flying at him. MP9 at range, just not ideal for Grizz, and 6-8 hoping to claim back some space.
Kind of interesting to me because, again, kind of comparing the last 2 times that we've seen this map go down between these rosters is that it's kind of interchangeable as to who's going to be actually making the opening attempts at duels, whether it be dying or getting the kill. Sometimes I feel like it's the player that at least I've seen do it a lot, or at least the most in my mind for the side of Voca, is Snav. He's typically the one I feel like who's at the forefront of a lot of the action, but interchangeably it seems that they have players who are willing to take on the same level of that, and particularly I think Carson is somebody I think is a little underrated in that regard. Not necessarily breaking down walls and getting multi-kills, but making the space and looking like he's gotten his teammates right in tow. He's actively checking behind him to make sure that there's space for his refrag right then and there, it looks like, so that's kind of crazy.
Yeah, I actually am really glad that you brought that up because I did a little digging ahead of this match, and it's actually Infinite and Carson making the most opening attempts on the T side for this Voca squad. It's very different on the CT side. You know, not at all Infinite. Carson still making a lot of those, but Dia, as you'd expect, kind of, you know, jumps up the table with regard to that. And I think that, you know, Carson pretty. I don't know if he's even underrated. I was gonna say underrated, but I think he's fairly rated well at that. I mean, that was kind of the DNA of what he was doing on Nouns, especially on the CT side as well. So I think that this is a Voca roster that now, as they've gotten deeper, I learned today that Carson been calling for this team since Blocktober. In October, I mean, you know, if you didn't get that by the name, which surprised me just because, you know, that wasn't something that like happened publicly, but it was an interview with Simphus at the Flaw Mythical Land that like came out, and him basically just took over, and it wasn't really like a problem. Like Snav was I don't know if happy to give it up, but like willing to let that responsibility go to Carson, I think is interesting.
So as well, I mean, I feel like I've said this on a couple of different broadcasts with you in particular. So sorry to beat a dead horse, but it's something that I feel like as if I need to say when you bring up a conversation like that, is that Snav is a very competent individual. He is not like the player that in-game leads because they can't shoot back, right? Like that's not like they're entering a stage in their career where they need to. No, this is very much so a thing that he takes on out of the necessity of the role when it needs to be done right. So when he can trust somebody like Carson to take on those reins, then I think it just goes to show that the numbers in skyrocketing for Snav in certain positions on certain maps as well goes and makes sense, right?
No, I'm with it. I mean, I was like, ironically, last time I called a game for Voca, I didn't know about that fact, and I was like looking at the numbers a little bit, and I was like, man, this is really odd. Like super different from Carson from the first time that he joined this team. Like his numbers were particularly different, and I was like a little bit confused. And then when I realized that was what had happened, I was like, oh, now that this makes total sense. Especially as Snav's performance had upticked as well. Maybe like almost the same amount as Carson's had been.
Second best cave player in North America, Snav.
Second only to I know, but I'm just gonna let you say it.
I was gonna say Swisher.
Okay. I can give you there. I'm with it.
And when I say North American, I don't mean on North American teams. I mean like.
Yeah, I figured out the difference you were drawing.
Filter.
Yeah, filter. It's a good word for it.
Yeah.
A little TeamSpeak issue is what we have been told, but that now resolved, as it won't be a whole lot to work with on the Marsborne angle. They've just got the Scout P9 from last round, and then tack on a couple of pistols. A few of those upgraded, but not by much.
Why close angle HE is giving me such anxiety. Not like it's a crazy thing to do, but he's likely to get run down after popping it off, and he's just barely been able to get to the lip and ledge, and if they were to run him through with SMGs, that weren't to be the case. And this already falling relatively flat, it's practically a dead man walking under balcony, and from that point forth, the rotations are equally as ineffective. Never really expecting much, expecting more in round number 4. Voca having claimed 3 at this point, though, they're going to be feeling pretty good about the money that they're building up, and the bonus round to come, I can only imagine.
I think you're going to be loving they just put together on that one. Voca running through the first 3 rounds without, and it will be guns out here. Wolfie been, I think, really impressive to me against a lot of teams, but you highlighted before that Dia at times has his number in this matchup in particular.
Yeah.
Sometimes a tough one. Not going to get both sides of that duel, though it's 60 in mid. Breaks the smoke and catches one. Wolfie not surviving for free. Eats a nade and a bunch of flak through the wall before Grizz goes down on catwalk. There is a big isolation towards this B bomb site. Chop is alone.
Big smoke up top con that's going to stop them from being able to see them on the scale without blowing it, as well as the bomb that needs to be recovered. Getting a player out with the apartments is solid as Infinite takes this round into their own hands. What is that? The quickest kill I could have possibly have imagined. How is he able to not only put his crosshair where it needs to be for the next of them, but also just burst out, what, 3 bullets and send him home?
I mean, he's bent those bullets like crazy.
Yeah.
Feel like they went around the pillar a little bit.
All right.
Bend it like Beckham, baby.
The last thing I expected in the year 2026 would be Infinite being compared to Beckham. I'm not necessarily opposed. I just didn't expect it.
Well, that's what you keep me around for. Keep you on your toes. A little unexpectedness.
Keep you on your Tony.
On your Tony. Marsborne gonna be fresh out of ideas for this round. And that's the kind of impact that I think you can, I don't want to say expect from Infinite, because the way in which it happened was a little bit absurd, but the decisiveness of taking that round into his own hands and then basically just finding the win condition. that is something that Infinite can pretty significantly and consistently provide.
He's up to really have any early angles to squeeze in between to find Voca. No. Maybe he'll look to change that manually by creating an angle of his own. Timing shot through the smoke. Doesn't catch a thing, but CXCI catches a couple of things. A couple of nades, that is, as he's blown away in the first 15 seconds of this round. And Voca have some pretty easy decisions to make as far as what is open and what is not.
I mean, that was actually a third nade late, by the way. He already had survived the double nade. It's just so frustrating for the Marsborne in-game leader. So once again, Chop asked to do a whole lot on this B-bomb site. He's at least got support this time. Grizz not dead. Instead of potential crossfire, Chop up. First one isn't so easy, but he does survive. His teammate dead, and now he too will fall.
Okay.
It's Dia, Snav, and everybody engaged in this B-bomb site take. Modem, the last man standing, and he will be running for the hills. Voca in fine form right now.
I say this is not good, and I don't leave it at that because this is end of day the map choice of Voca, so you would hope that they look pretty solid. It's gonna be a time for them to get all that they had from this round invested any time in the next following few for Marsborne, but a loss bonus of 5, that's certainly gonna help, as well as 1 gun saved. Kind of going to be hunting him. I don't know whether or not they're going to go through the ramp. Probably the last place I expect them to go through, unless it's a wrap through T-spawn. That will, in truth, perfect thus far from the offense. A little bit of a lack of early kill presence coming from Marsborne right now, and now it's devolved from that into a lack of live presence.
Yeah, I mean, I really think a little bit of credit due to Voca for a second there. I mean, you know, a nice wrinkle that they throw in with the double nade followed by the third late nade into lower connector. Makes Ixie's life miserable. But just also a lack for me of, I'll just say, early round moves that they're making, whether that be, I mean, the obvious one is to try something at mid next time they have a full gun round. Just because that's where Voca have mostly been finding their success.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's still so early, I don't even want to say, yeah, they've just been missing this. I mean, they've had 2 gun rounds. This one's going to be a halvesies. 3 towards A. Bomb included in that A attack, though. CT's maybe posted correctly. Oh, they're getting aggressive.
Aggression won't matter. They can't get the kills, though. 5-7 swapped out to the weapon in which his teammate had dropped, so it's spotted and Infinite accurate. Still, though, exposed from Cat. There's more. They're not directly on top of you. Instead, tucked into the corner, lying in the rungs, waiting to spring the trap. As soon as you walk past, deliver a team ace to Voca's doorstep. That's huge. It's got to feel...
That was so reliant.
Yeah.
On Dia getting this kill right here.
Not necessarily. I mean, they could have bailed out, technically.
Well, no,
a lot of
he
good
had the
control.
bomb.
Oh, he had bomb. That's right. I forgot about that.
So... that becomes a lot more complicated if the other site player can play a crossfire and delay. But like I said, Dia getting there. All's well that ends well. Here's a little bit more of an aggressive move, but obviously Wolfie not going to be allowed early vision. I say that. There's no top mid smoke, so hold on a second. Ooh, just going to use the flashes instead. Wolfie gets another line, and it's a great flick through the edge of the wall as well. Push continues, and maybe 60... needed to just give that away, let them have it, because he just gets back that advantage that was claimed. Modem needs more than just the single, but that's all he can post up. Wolfie, it's slow coming through the hole, and with that, he's smoked. Voca access to the A-bomb site.
It's a matter of trusting in the trades. You might need to get a little bit silly now if you are the CTs, to be honest with you, but 3 different prongs of this re-assault. There's one deepened in towards CT, a smoke that has gone between him, a flash that goes high and wide, but not mighty because they haven't actually been able to get close enough to use it. D is still playing with it. A nade to blow it wider, an op that's trained, and an AK that can back out and away even with that team kill, though. That's not good. That's not good at all. Snav realizing this does something about it. Rectifies his
so
wrong.
Smart though.
Win onto the clutch. He fakes the jump sound, and the smoke that does land to the bomb blooms literally a split second, or Snav had spotted him. A 7th.
Dude, listen, I know Snav got the team kill there, so his mistake to correct, but dude, just really intelligent the way that he's playing that. All starts with a Wolfie opener. Unfortunately, the rifles can't really do much to follow that up. I love the move for him getting over back to the right side of Ticket. You can tell that a little bit of a surprise. Second tack pause here to get Lucid back on the mic and hope that they can find something in the tank here for Marsborne to break through, because Tony, this is getting deep. This is getting scary now. You know, we were having that conversation at 5-0. Okay, well, it's not that big a deal. You know, they're down but not out. We're getting past that point.
We're getting down, and we're approaching rapidly out. There's not really many steps beyond that, to be honest with you. It's kind of a early indicator that you've lost out your half as far as rounds are concerned before you've even posted one to the board if you're hypothetically able to win out. And that is sure as hell not happening here. With what we've witnessed, I have no reason to believe that one rifle and a couple of nades mixed in with a prospective pistol or two is going to give me our first. Marsborne, more of a clumped up con hold, not playing forward front side A. They don't have the facilities for that, big man. Need to pull on a little bit more of a show once they do enter one of the 2 bomb sites, as for the first time in a long time, it feels like it's a little more direct towards this A site.
Yeah, I mean, and they haven't needed to do anything other than default mid, because that has gotten them everything. I think this is just a nice little change up for Voca. All quiet though on the mid front, so maybe a little bit clear that something of this sort is coming down, but you still don't have the weaponry to contend with. It's a really nice execute too. All the bells and whistles, all the utility in the right place, nothing missing. Now we'll be able to get that bomb down. Smoke popped at the perfect time to delay that. Denial, not gonna quite be there. It's planted opposite default, so they won't be able to do that. It is still something here. At least Wolfie with a headshot.
Clean little kill there. Going still one back and forth with rifles now in the hands of those that surrounded them to use. They've got Kevlar, no helmet, not really that big a problem. They have a smoke that they can also utilize. It's been thrown. Snav, sure, he's on that back flank, but it's not going to be able to actually see the bomb until he gets through convincing. So once he does walk up those steps, he's going to have to hope that they've wasted enough time, and I believe that they have. Grizz, not yet atop of it, has no kit. Kills, good, great. That's wonderful, but our 8th round, we're starting to send you into the Shadow Realm on map number 1. Even if I do go down with the bomb, the captain formerly that had gone down with the ship will be fine with doing so, even having given over the range to Carson.
Dog, they got so much money. I mean, they've robbed the bank. They've done something absurd in order to get this amount of cash. It was like 16K on 3 players or something crazy. So, Voca, no worries whatsoever, even if this is an eco round. Only if that were to continue happening on further rounds would that be any sort of problem. Deal with an AWP.
Yeah.
I've seen a lot of those from the T's.
If they're first, I believe. Could be wrong.
I think that's right.
Ooh, okay. Dia, knowing that they had a bit of a forward step over towards that B site, is going to post for the jump up, and I believe that Chop will give it over to him. It looks like he has, considering that a molly's been thrown in that way, but that doesn't consider that they could be up cat. Split soon enough. Bottom, great angle, waits a moment of timing, and peeks out for the 2 of them after it. An absolutely masterful way to play his connector space, but that doesn't secure you the round inherently. It will take a couple of kills more. Thank you, Grizz, for your behold, and thank you, Modem, for your patience.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that's been so massively missing for Marsborne. Just like the rifling, being able to post up, you know, multi-kills in any sort of way. 1 round ago, before that that close one on A, nobody on Marsborne had more than 4 kills total. That was it in round 8, the start of it. So, is very important turnaround there, as Grizz and Modem, both guys that usually you can, you know, rely on to have some of those types of impact rounds over the course of a half getting involved. A little boost up over the top of the smoke. Sixy been here trying to fight for connector a lot and punished again. Been constantly attacked as Sixy in that connector position.
Adjustment is solid. Oh my lord, the way to get back into A site blocked by the wall didn't look so good, but still alive and kicking, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. Getting a couple of nades tossed in the areas behind to where they don't want to just go swinging wide. They don't want to throw their bodies on the line. They'd rather get a little bit safer a distance to continue to play with that op with it. Shane exposed from spawn. There is no smoke. There's no one to hold. An op perhaps, but he wasn't able to hold any deeper. There's a player who's really late lurking out, but Grizz might have him for free. Oh!
Oh. It's indeed the opposite. It's turnabout on that one, and oh my goodness, what a great smoke as well. Clearing out Cat. This is incredibly smart from Carson. Worried about the Cat play first. Knows that smoke gonna hold a little bit of space. Might be ahead of this rotator, but Wolfie nails it. Planted for Cat, the op for Dia. Rotation come, and from the flank, Dia already reading into this somewhat, but he's got two areas of attack to deal with. That Molly's gonna give it up. Gonna be clear about where one man is coming from. Can ignore Cat for long enough time to maybe allow for this shot. It's a dink for Chop, but now he knows that Wolfie's low for the three-piece. Dia, the reposition into market is just such an absurd call, and it might entirely be enough to win him the round. Wolfie has no clue. What a move there from Dia as he climbs that back. 1v2 clutch as Carson had carved out an opening for him.
Oh man, this round was just all over the place. Can't believe that first of these kills goes without any actual knowledge that he could have gone one way or another. There's no direction that Wolfie's able to post from considering his health, and the dodge over to market is absolutely perfect. Nothing could have been any better. Dia still quick, but not that quick. And CXCI is going to be thanking CS gods that he wasn't just plucked out from the round in the first 15 once again. He's been there, done that, doesn't want to be any longer.
Another one, another miss. Grizz with a jiggle. Dia posted, but no delivery. Voca back out to A. They pulled this on the anti-eco round, though it's not the full commitment. Do the utility as if it was. Plenty to still recommit to this. Oh, but it's having the exact intended effect. They go back to re-clear mid. It's nobody actually on the site proper, and it's 2 towards B. If they pull the trigger now, it's perfect.
Go. With all these nades thrown, as you mentioned, though, not to know that it's easy for them to walk it in. It's Wolfie who's going to be the biggest, I guess, quote-unquote, thorn in their side. It's not going to be that great of one, though, to where he can just go peeking at top of them. These spans could get a little bit ugly, though. You never know. This is the safest plant that Carson could have likely have gone for. Wolfie now have a little bit of an accompaniment. He's got number of players in line from behind, but now being at a man disadvantage, they know that they could have been held from all these different, not only elevations, but tucked in positions, but they're very active right now, Voca. They are not hiding ramp, they are not hiding palace, they are not hiding triple, they are not hiding firebox. Instead, how about all 4 facing your way, firing on all cylinders to hit 10?
I was really kind of concerned about how active they were being. I was thinking this could really be a problem, but yeah, I mean, they're just playing very well individually. You talk about the timing, too, of those swings. Like, nobody's ever swinging alone. It's always a double swing. And if you're going to be playing in that type of stance, that's the way you got to do it.
Well, I mean, Palace or ramp guys, if they hide while the other 2 are playing in, you know, the more aggressive positions, then you separate yourself to a point where you're playing for the defuse at that rate. And that's just not the same page they want to play in. Holy P90. Holy P90.
And we're trolling them. Grizz not going to allow that shenanigans to happen, but it is going to be the double opener for Shane. Carson tacks on another, and with that, Voca, access to B is theirs.
Already across. They don't actually seem to know it. Oh, what a snap from Modem, who has been doing the best of his crew and continuing to find intermittent kills and impact to see him even positive by 2, but surely not another clutch 1 versus 2. Carson already known. Oh, head barely spotted. Careful on the taps, though. Precision is everything, and seemingly nothing can go wrong. We go to the halftime, and it's an absolute and utter annihilation in the first half of Mirage.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh. I can run this town. I can run this town. I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. I can run this town. I can run this town. I can run this town.
Eleven to 1. That's the scoreline at half, and it's sort of blowing my mind how dominant it was. Clutches, confirmations, and just all-out brawls across this map, Tony. Mirage, I thought it was going to be a little bit more competitive at minimum. What happened?
Well, I like to say that I could point to any one thing, but instead I've got 5 fingers. I'm just going to try and spread out and point at all 5 players of Voca, because that's really what happened. I don't really think that there was any question other than the fact that everybody, despite looking at the numbers as they stand, had one round, one kill or another that looked like it just shouldn't be possible.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you, my friend. That is exactly how things happen. And Shane, feeling that confidence, just gonna get aggressive up ahead of this execute, but Modem heads him. Wherever that came from. Carson just arriving on the scene. It's Modem to pull this back. And a 2-piece that, I mean, on paper should confirm this round, but never say never on this Voca squad right now.
Okay, yeah, and never say never about the fact that this game might not be done. You know, Counter-Strike is a very fickle thing, my good friend. It does tend to devolve every now and again. You can't really explain that very much either. So as quickly as it may have been built, there's a world, there's a way in which it could just as quickly fall. Infinite still giving them a bit of a problem, making them sweat, audibly heard, and tapping away, arriving to the kit. And now as he gets closer to the site, he needs to discover where the open site player is playing for Modem. No fear. And frankly, he's the only player I think that I can actually have any reason to believe in that he might have some confidence left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, he's a guy that I think has been attempting to keep Marsborne in this thing. And fair enough. Powering them into this bomb site, finalizing their just second round victory, but a pistol round usually going to be worth more than just that one. So long as you can fend off the force that is not coming. Interestingly enough, what is this? What is this new Voca? No force buy?
Are you complaining?
No, not at all, actually.
Okay.
A surprise, that's all.
All right. Well, as that thing goes, it's quickly going to be an easier melt. Just popping off the players. And frankly, I think I might have been a little bit disingenuous to Wolfie, who wasn't exactly playing bad last half. I think there was a lot of him just kind of being avoided or nade stuffed. Like a lot of that.
I
So,
agree with you. And I
do
also
apologize, Wolfie.
when he did have an op and when he did have opportunity, I think he took it almost every time. You know, if there was someone on his screen that there was a reasonable chance that he could kill, he usually was getting that kill. So, no Wolfie slander to be done here. Well, that nade I thought was just gonna be so perfect, but instead it just does a little tickling. Only 10 damage off of Grizz and even less to the rest that were there at top mid. Good news for Voca is that with their save, get a fast gun round ready to go.
Now as they have at least a little bit more to try and block off some more sight lines to which Voca either need to choose to dump some of their own utility that will hinder their retake potential or hold on to it. Well, that was the right call to take as a top con smoke and bottom con smoke in between Dia. Asks for an HE to see what's going on. It's a little bit shallow, and also he just doesn't really get what he would have wanted regardless. They weren't deep into it, but entrenched in the smoke. Snab with the double, another adjustment. Just shift walking around the sides of that smoke is able to sniff out a third even to where counting is easy, but for Snab it might be even easier.
Yeah, I mean, those first two kills, I'll just say free enough. He times it pretty nicely to where he's coming in and they're getting blinded, and then that third one is just whatever the hell happened. Snav walking it up and putting him down. Here's the problem with having 11-1/2. Just one stumble and you're up against 12 for Wolfie. Well, he had an op. Emphasis on had. Past tense will be collected at least by 6E, and that's unexpected for Dia. What a very nice headshot from Grizz as well. Infinite's still here. And that's a little silly. Shane pushing into apartments is in a 3v4. Believe it or not, this round may not be done, though.
No, it's not, and that's what scares me most. There's a kill over at B. Chop, though, very patient as to... I can't even fathom that.
Yep.
That is a 1 versus 2 for CXCI, and quite literally, you could have blinked a couple times and just missed all the deaths, to be honest with you. There's not even a reason to breaking it down.
No, I mean, I agree. Free B bomb site, though. 6E can't really believe how free.
Up could be the best weapon for this right now, considering the distance that Voca themselves have actually created between them and CXCI. At the backside pillar, dedicated to market. If he swings the cat, he may be able to pluck one of them out early. There it is, a chance, but not the land. An Infinite with a 3K, a 2 versus 4 converted, and a 13-3 result on map number 1 that has me shaking my head a little bit, Vincent.
I mean, it certainly has me in the same boat, but I think the real question is this shaking Marsborne?
Yeah.
This is absolutely not the type of result on Mirage that we have seen. You know, it's been consistently going Voca's direction when we're talking about this best of 3 series, and they've ran it these last couple of times. But on Mirage, it's been very competitive, and Marsborne won it last time. That's how close, quote unquote, it's been before. 13-11 prior to that, and then 13-10 in Marsborne's favor. in the most recent result. This one, it's a stunner, and Marsborne are going to have to figure out a way to just shake it off and worry about their next map.
See if they can do it. Another map on the way, as mentioned. Make sure that you do return to what will be an Anubis. We'll either overturn this back to a third or close out on the consolidation and send Voca to the final.
Sometimes you gotta pray for a victory. Yeah, I'm overzealous when I'm thinking about the cash flow. I never had no handouts, just came natural. I've been testing so much, all these wrestlers nice. All these different situations that I've been through. I seen pain trying to creep in through the window, but now I'm sliding through the hood in a benzo. You gotta separate yourself just to elevate. I keep some drink in my cup to see through the hate. Sometimes on the road to glory, you gotta press the brakes. I got a lesson plan for all my past mistakes. I swear I'm proud of all my best and my worst days. Proud of all my feet when I touch the ground. Front of 8 at Beijing, man, they know the sound. I know I made mistakes, but my mama proud. Fans scream my lyrics out in the background. They ain't know me then, but I'm hot now. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. I'm faced with a lot of different choices these days. Do a rock and roll Lex account of Blueface. The whole world know my name off a mixtape. I still got the same brothers since 6th grade. G-Wagon red seats, we on Biscayne. Trips to the Florida Keys, we imported these. Thanking God for the life he afforded me. All this jewelry on my body, I could like the hood. I need a brown skinned chick just like Megan Good. Holding up every promise that I ever made. Music in the background, it's a serenade. Been rapping 10 years, boy, this ain't a phase. I paid dues, paid rent, and I stayed the same. I had teardrops running down my face. I've been through a lot, I had real pain. But thank God, cause we really on the better days. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. Life down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. They say life's a gamble, you gotta roll the dice. I risked a lot of different things just to live this life. When you down bad, you gotta pay the price. I've been through hell and back just to live this life. What's a life without sacrifice? Sometimes you gotta thank God and just roll the dice. Pacino.
The road to the top is a riddle. What will be my destiny? Money and fame are awaiting, but not enough is raining on me. Maybe I should give it all up. How much more can I take? Out here singing to the heavens. When I gonna get my break? I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. How will I get out of the jungle? Everybody wanna stop me. 10 more steps up the mountain. Now everybody's looking for me. Spend my life in the desert till something changed inside of me. Now I'm flying over oceans. Everybody looking at me. I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town. Oh, I can run this town.
Counter-Strike returns, a new map, a new look, and, well, I mean, I'd like to think one at the very least for that of which Marsborne hadn't really given us on the first of these maps. That was Mirage. We moved to Anubis, and they look to breathe some life into this one, but I don't know, Vincent. Frankly, I'm pretty convinced about the shooting going on from that of Voca, and going into a map as Anubis CT, or excuse me, as T-sided as it is, those AKs could deal some damage.
Yeah, listen, I'm not going to pretend like I'm not concerned about that fact. I certainly am. But let me make the case here for Marsborne a little bit.
I'm listening.
We didn't see a whole lot of great stuff for them, but I think if they can put that behind them. They won this Anubis last time they played it in the North American Masters tournament. They beat Voca here 13-9. They followed that up with 3 more wins, 2 of which in this tournament here specifically. FlyQuest Red, an easy one. They dominated 13-1, and then in control, a closer 13-10. If there's any place to do it, it definitely is this Anubis. There is at least that to fall back on. 100% win rate over those 4 maps.
Yeah, that's, I guess, a pretty good argument to make. I'm going to try and put the recency bias out of my mind as best as I can, because it's going to be difficult for me to do so, to be frank. And I think that a majority of people who are watching are probably going to be feeling very similarly in that regard. It's not going to be an easy time to describe what they need to bring to the table here to make it work, but I think that starting off, if we're going to go with the things that we already know that Marsborne at the very least have working in their way, is Modem and Wolfie at the the bottom level, the thinnest bar of when 5 players on the side of Voca are kind of jaw-dropping us regularly. Then we gotta need a little bit more from a third party from Marsborne at the very minimum. Who's that to be?
Yeah, I'm pointing my finger. It's Grizz, 100% in my mind. Also I think 60 definitely got, I don't even really want to say he played bad, but he got caught out a couple of times. Didn't get to like see him play all that much, is more accurately how I would put it. But yeah, Grizz is the guy that was really a non-factor. Ultimately, there was a couple of times that he was able to manufacture like an opening kill or like a pretty good defense on the B-bomb site from Catwalk.
Yeah.
But ultimately, not the guy that we typically see. He's been the most reliable piece for this Marsborne team over the last 3 months. Been very good, and I think that it's been beautiful to see him flourish in that way. But that's why he's got to be the one to step up on this Anubis.
I also just hate to be a stat line Andy, but I mean, HLTV numbers are not good for the bottom 2. 60 and Chop, kind of about a 0.38 and a 0.22 respectively, and that is an ugly number to rear its head around the corner, considering that their round swing was also twice, if not in some instances close to 3 times as low as some of their teammates above them. And that is not a really easy thing to say and honest and truthfully try to defend as well. I hate to be that guy, like I said, but it's just it is what it is, and it's not going to get any better over time.
Yeah, let me play defense for Trop a little bit. He's your late round guy on a team that didn't have any late rounds, and on the CT side, he was the A player that was like in a tough spot very often. So I want to give Trop a little bit of a break, but I think 60, that is 100% fair. There's no getting around it whatsoever.
Can I also point out that in that game, on the CT side, 60 went 1-6 for opening kills to deaths on the CT side.
Yep.
He
was the con player, and he was getting
really rough. Really rough. 3.01 rating for Infinite on his CT side. It's another little bit of a juxtaposition to what was 2.55 for Shane on the attack. That's the last that I'll mention of the numbers, because I think that they speak for themselves, and actions are going to need to speak louder than words aside of Marsborne if we're going to have any chance at going to this one. So we're going to hop into Anubis and see if they do have any actions to spring into.
Well, let's get this party started. A beautiful, sunny place to find ourselves in, and what could be the final map if this is not a step up from the Marsborne side. I gave you the argument. We'll see if they can close the deal. That's the big thing on display here. Still a tech pause, it would seem. Unfortunately, gonna stall this for a moment, but I will tell you this. We didn't even get to see like the most insane type of form from like Infinite. He had some really big moments. Like that too kind of worries me, because Shane, as I highlighted when he got hit ace in round 1, is a guy who really runs with momentum. And I'd say his momentum is at a pretty high point right now.
Yeah, I mean, putting it lightly, I think that his momentum only having to be, I hope, to be stopped by the map switch. If you are a Marsborne player, staff member, or fan, any of those three, you probably fall under the category of minor disappointment to major. Deeper into this one, reminder that the victor of this is to meet M80 tomorrow. Certainly a tall task, and one in which Marsborne can't topple Voca in a best of 3. Hoping to find M80 is a bit of a long and far shot, whereas honest and truthfully, if Voca are able to take this one cleanly without dirtying their hands all too much, maybe there will be something to talk about tomorrow, greater than that of it just being, you know, a team of M80 that everybody is just going to be handing the keys to all their victories regionally.
Yeah, I mean, that's what it was in the upper bracket final. M80 13-6 on Dust 2, 13-7 on Mirage. There really wasn't much of anything to speak of. Ironically, brutally bad maps, or a couple of maps out of Shane, and didn't see a whole lot to really be loving in the highlights of that one. But yeah, I think that it definitely would bode well for them on that rematch if they can come back with a vengeance after sweeping aside this pesky Marsborne roster. It's got to be the thought process, at least. But yeah, I actually, I guess, to zoom out a little bit while we have some time to talk, to discuss. I've been a pretty big fan. I was super of Marsborne, that is, of this like 6E iteration in general. I was a little bit tentative on it when it was first announced. I'm like, oh, okay, interesting. Like, this was a cool pickup, and then it's like, okay, it's 6E's in-game bleeding, but I think it's been overall really, really solid. And the hard part for this team right now, especially as they were kind of forced to make that change back over to Modem, that they've hit a little bit of a ceiling at the moment.
Hate to hit a ceiling, man. The ceiling. You get to level of North American Counter-Strike where you kind of enter gatekeeper territory as well as a Marsborne or maybe even a Voca kind of, I'd say. Like, those two teams, they're just not consistently pressing up their chests against the bigger boys in your NRGs or your, I mean, historically, but not currently, maybe wild cards and now M80, right? So, hitting a quote-unquote ceiling just enters territories where how long do you stick it out for? Do you trust in maybe the leadership? Is the firepower not really all that much there and you need to gamble? And that's an ugly conversation to have as an outsider looking in, let alone how awkward it will get when you're inside of the team, right? And I think Marsborne in particular are no stranger to that. It's been, the word is not indecision at all, I wouldn't say, from them as far as what their roster is concerned. I think that it's a little bit more of just making the decisions timely, right? Like, not letting things devolve for all too long internally, where initially they had signed Minus, they had gotten Viz back into his place, and then they had gotten a CXCI in place of Bottom, so it looked like that they were pretty aggressively targeting pieces and trying to build themselves up one after another. But then I get a little bit, I don't know if the word is worried, but confused when Viz gets benched again, and or Bottom is back in the lineup, and it's a little bit weird, but I think that they found their best selves, sort of.
It wasn't.
This win is what shakes me for that.
Yeah, well, I think here, let me kind of add some additional context for you, because
Sure,
this wasn't
sure.
benched. He stepped down. It was like due to some family circumstances, from what I understood.
Oh.
So that's the reason that there was that back and forth. They were committed to Viz.
Okay.
And that was the move, right? There was no like back and forth about it. But then when that happened, obviously Modem still was on the roster, and it made the most sense considering how quick that turnaround was from the Modem benching then into Viz having to step away, only a couple of months. So as we are unpaused back into this, it's Marsborne who have to find a way to forget. Short memory on this C side, or CT side, pardon me. Target on the B site, it would seem.
Regular on this area to get a little bit aggressive off the rip. Not really anything short of throwing everything that you've got in their angles. You've dealt with both the players in the front and in the back. The head of the train and the caboose have both been cleared. The collision course that Marsborne are going to need to crash straight ahead. Killer to play a little bit of a environmental cover, but not for all that much longer when they actually want to swing beside it. They want the kills. They don't want to let you get any closer to them. Stay back. Voca, who have gotten there first on the attack.
I mean, there's Carson, talked about his T-side entry. How many times he's doing that. Him and Shane, tag team, get into this B-bomb site, shock the system of Marsborne, and shut them down. The post plant looking a little too tight for that Marsborne team to walk back into. For Spy. Be what the CTs elect to go for. It's 2-on-2 to start this, says poor Wolfie. Eating a ton of utility in order to get into Canal. 19 HP. Was it worth it?
Maybe not, but this round in general was gonna need to get something. It's gonna need to get a little bit wild, where probably thinking of what they can really offer as far as change-ups are concerned when they themselves are mapped down on an admittedly difficult half to play on in general. So might see some cracks in the nerves from some of their players. I mean, not necessarily nervous, but making hastier decisions than they may otherwise.
I definitely think that there's always a risk of that happening, even despite, what's, I'd say, overall, just an incredibly experienced roster here. And Grizz, the least experienced of these guys, and has been playing for a long time himself. Ooh, Wolfie will survive. Barely, but a survivor. Just the MP9, unfortunately. It's not really... I don't want to say it's worth less. It certainly is not, but not going to be all that big a deal unless he can do something incredible with it. Because it's just going to be... Well, it was 4 USPs. A quick upgrade for 60 onto a Deeg, and Modem gets a P250 as well.
P250. Alright, working out a squeeze onto one of those kills, but that's not going to stop them on their trek in other ways. Clearing out canals just the same. Dia maybe even being able to join by the back of his player who had lobbed himself down low, but he has the bomb, so it's important that he stays whatever the focus is in that direction with somebody to play point of contact for him. That player will be Carson. Gonna get their way through it here. There's somebody hot on their heels, but Wolfie stopping ever so slightly. Has a molly then to work for, and honest and truthfully might just be a dead man on the save, but it's a little extra money.
That's actually a pretty important amount of cash, right? $600 extra is nothing to turn your nose up at. And Grizz hoping for something similar. He has molly to keep a hold of if he were to want to. No Kevlar with it. Praying for some exits. Nobody's going to be heading his way. Snap will stick around long enough to shut him down. All survive on the T side. Voca with a 3-0, whilst Wolfie will hang on to an MP9 for the second time in a row. Does that give him enough for an op? I think it does. Yeah, just barely. Another quick tech pause there. Looks like it's not moving though, so maybe we're all good. Yeah, it certainly seems like it.
There's a couple of next level pops and plays that Voca have yet to really break out into. I think that a majority of these rounds in the first opening phases 1.2 or rather phases 1 to 1.5 or so, have been just creating a bit of chaos, right? Like Marsborne don't really know what to do in those moments necessarily, because Voca are also just keeping them second guessing with how quickly they're moving and maneuvering. Now that they have the nades to dictate a little bit more of how these rounds play out, I'm sure Marsborne are going to try to do a little bit less of being befuddled by that, but Chop on the back ends of a smoke with a Molotov behind him, he's got nowhere to go except forward, Vincent.
Oh, and that's a really frustrating move that Grizz makes too. He's pushing a smoke, playing its fade inside of E-Box, all whilst this fight with Wolfie is happening at mid. This flash, it's good, but Wolfie, not enough time. Infinite making his great escape. B-site is, or was, open moments ago. Rotation for Modem as this trio split on every direction. Finally, the A player goes down, and it looks to me they want to get on back up there. Yes, they do. It's Carson elevated, and he holds the bomb, separating into 2-on-2.
So quiet everywhere else outside of A main. Carson didn't spot the op on the first of those walks, but Wolfie very loud about his movement back as well, but not going to be actually read upon by Carson. A peeking to try and deny the bomb would probably be for the best, but he'll hit that plant regardless. A bit of additional money, and it's tough to think that if even for a half a second the A main player stutters, then it might be a round one. But that's full hindsight. It's not really something you can be sure of in the first place, is it?
Honestly, it's kind of funny that you mention it that way, because in my mind, I'm thinking, what if Carson just clears heaven? You know, walks back heaven side. Wolfie didn't know he was there until he throws that molly. Had an inkling. But does not do so. And it is going to not be the plan denied, but the round denied. Shane on just a Mac 10. Dia gets it op. A round that ultimately I think was actually pretty ugly for Marsborne. They still win. Grizz is pushing that smoke in E-Box, followed by another push, not of smoke, but just of A main. Had me real worried there for Marsborne. Back to a bit more of a default. Starting the mid-take utility right now, or Voca. As they sit and wait to see if Marsborne are going to hand them any fights through A or E-Box once again.
Mac 10 for Shane. Maybe taking it a little bit quicker once they do get their forward footing that they were denied for a moment or two before that kill on to Chop. It certainly helped, but this time he's going to be a little bit more careful about that. Deepening himself and not being caught off by these nades that are being lobbed in one after another. It's Shane's position that has gotten as forward as mentioned, though, that will require a trade if they're to head into A, and it might not actually, because there's been a gap created. Won't we do the smoke, though? I mean, that's a consolation to what will need to be a multi-frag elsewhere, and it won't come.
Yeah. I mean, this almost is pack it up, even though the numbers look reasonably good, 2-on-3. And that's exactly what Marsborne are thinking. Just gotta move this one back, put it in boxes, and hope that you can return it, get it out in the next round. The moving van, Voca step forward for a fourth. Already feeling a little bit better about Marsborne. Discussed how rough the CT side can be, but really well executed. A take. Chop once again getting dismantled by Carson in that opening duel. Feels like a problem if that were to continue. Gave Chop a little bit of leeway when we were discussing his performance on map number 1, but there's no leeway to be had there if that is going to be consistent.
And Mr. Consistent amidst what was a bit of a bashing, and Modem is also nowhere really to be seen. I wonder what the move from this op will be. To take about 40 damage inside of a Molotov probably wasn't in his itinerary for round number 6, but he'll have to squeeze it in. He'll have to move over whatever appointments that he had. He's got a date with either death or destiny, but he's yet to actually have been given a slip. He's gonna walk it away towards A.
For the best, I think time being. Oh, yeah, nearly caught. And I both seeing what could have been a dead wolf. Instead, he survives. Rotation back to the A-bomb site. Coverage from Temple and CT spawn as the pressure ratcheted up to 11 from Voca on mid. They're pretty much all there as well.
I had a crazy read in my brain. Dude, Carson's going to go back and pressure B. I knew he was going to do it. It's going to be everything. Sorry to cut you off, but this is an insane move that he's made that they haven't actually seen yet, Marsborne.
No, they have not. But look at this push on A. Chop, as soon as Carson's left, he's started to investigate, and he's finding nobody home. So this pressure on B, I don't want to say it's meaningless because it isn't, but if Chop were to drop the bomb, oh, he does damage to 2, but he's not confirmed it. Surely, though, this is going to be confirmation of the B hit.
Yeah, there's one player with a pistol. That's the easiest of their worries, as the rest of them are getting there just a little bit too late, seeing as they've already gone through the initial choke points and crossed in towards the site. That's that round done right then and there, and another one that flounders at the final of the hurdles to where all they need to do, I say all, but not against a team like Voca right now, is it easy to just win your fights.
Yeah, that's what's kind of perplexing me about this round overall, is that I think actually Marsborne played a really good CT round from how they set it up, the way Chop was moving, the timing that Chop was moving within. It
was fine,
all
yeah.
that was good. He just couldn't nail down the shot when he needed it. He needed to both get a kill and survive there. He couldn't do either. And that's a bit of a painful pill to swallow, Tony, because I'm looking at that, and if that's the storyline, then that just means Voca win. 2-0, end of story. I mean, the replay package there was a highlight reel of missed shots from Marsborne, unfortunately.
Infinite on another SMG. This time the MP7 is going to be not actually at the forward front of this hit as the secondary in point, with Carson actually next to him, just trying to take the pace after his initial player had made the space, but not be that kind of flashbang in front of them is going to be a bit difficult for him to actually make it work. The rifle will do its damnedest on Spray, however. They hold it down for everybody so far, being able to have found their one. Wolfie looking for their next in pair, though, and split inside this site.
Oh
another round that's not yet done until it's done.
2v4 anyone. Riz walking through a smoke
thanks.
right into Shane. It is so free. Voca, never lost, never out, never count them down, because this is so good from them. Deficits, no problem. That one, in totality, 2v4. Beautiful work from Shane. Triple kill in total. And with that, yeah, I'm starting to lose hope. And I know it's the CT side of Anubis, but Tony, you gotta survive the CT side and get to the T side with at least some semblance of a map yet to play.
Play set towards B main as it looks. A flash prep for Wolfie. He'll send the first one, and the next a slight right staggering to where only one of those guns gets the gets the kill down. Shane, he may be away from this round, but everything else has gone right to where he's going to be smiling as he sits back and relaxes and watches as the rest of Marsborne fade away. 5-7 in close range can still be lethal. Teammate will be the one to have actually Thanos snapped the first of them. He's still close enough to where he can maybe find one, another, a long shot, a third, and near mystical impossibility.
And again, I know it's an eco, but that's a round where Marsborne had 5 players on B, set up a flash play to take an early fight. You know, there was all the potential in the world for this to be a reasonable Marsborne round, even with pistols, and it just goes nowhere. 7-1. It's got to be now. It's got to be right this moment here for Marsborne. start mounting a little bit of a recovery. It doesn't have to be the full comeback, just a recovery. That'll do. That will do. Wolfie, blinded but deadly. Infinite goes down.
Doesn't get shaken by that flash. Takes the shot. A split-second timing after he had lost his vision. Holds his scope straight and narrow. Finally, something to speak on over at A that comes in around where they can finally bring it over the line along with that. Wolfie, a little bit of a late adjustment there as he was hurt pulling the nade. Again, I'm not going to count it out until it's absolutely done, until everyone is dead, and Shane's still kicking, still sending them with their bomb site hold. Ever worried, but there's no players to go in with that, but the B bomb site has been vacated. You just drop bomb?
Yeah, for Carson. Just to pick back up on the way. So that he can get into Temple, he can post on an angle. That's exactly what he's doing. It's Modem, who's going on the long side, upside walk, but Dia's already in the mix. Down and out is Sixy from the grave. Grizz fast. Will this be anticipated?
Yup. Eat it will. And staring back at B main for an even split of a second. He's already crossed through. They have no way of knowing, but I don't think that they're absolutely unaware by any means. He was just checking the left and right side, one after another. Tunnel vision. The scope had cut off his limited vision already to be seen. And speaking of which, it's inside the smoke, to which Carson will fade on through. The round that you had marked as a near necessity goes away from them again.
It's not just that Voca are winning. It's 3v5s that they're now winning. Chop for the first time, for me, all map, being able to actually post something legitimate over on the A bomb site, only for Shane to rip it away one after another. Dia dropping the bomb, trusting Carson to just shepherd that thing back over there, and he nails it time after time. Beautiful intention out of Dia. And from that point on, Voca just riding high on victory after victory in the middle of the round. 8. Just one answer for Marsborne.
Flash into A main right now can be utterly lethal. Chop getting tired of sitting on his hands. A 1-kill round once again, to which CXCI is also still stuck for. He's gotten his, and a flash underhanded. It's a war of attrition to which eventually Snav will win. 2 times over, he has gotten that kill towards them, and you need to be afraid if you're Marsborne. You need to dedicate bodies quick into rotation, because if you don't, you're susceptible to swings round after round, but what it does is it also makes you a thinned herd.
This is a beautifully handled round. Another one. Shane's lurked mid. Been so good. Now they've isolated Wolfie, not with his best weapon, just an M4. Shane continues to be a threat. Wolfie has to worry about the rest of the team. Walking this in slow.
Perfect read from Snap, too.
Dude,
oh my
that's
god.
Crazy.
Throws that smoke in between the pillar and the close left wall, hoping that someone will actually try to utilize it for their own good, and Snav was absolutely correct. They blow it, seconds following, they get them completely off guard, and they get Grizz with no world of a rotate. Next round, and 9-1 already. Age themselves up for a force buy here, even with the loss bonus being where it was. Frankly, I think Marsborne are even then going to need to just dump all the money they have.
I mean, they're at that point now, no question. I just can't get over how smart that was from Snav. I was, like, as he was throwing that smoke, I was like, that's a really odd smoke. Only for him to look like a genius moments later. I didn't think there was any world in which Anubis, in the first half, even with the T side of Voca, would look anything close to Mirage. I mean, 11-1, like, it doesn't get much worse than that.
Although,
And here we are. There's a possibility that it could be the same scoreline.
leaving it up to the mid-hold of CXCI and just dropping a nade here and there. Fortunately enough, a flash that will blind Infinite for a split second to where he wanted to continue close in that distance. This is Wolfie only just now having gotten to his teammate's side. Someone just behind with a fully automatic, one of two that they have, and in this direction, they're gonna get melted. Shane with his first, and re-aggression onto the next of them, maybe overzealous, an infinite in the red. Gotta grab that off to be any more dangerous without a headshot to come straight through.
Getting this bomb is certainly not problematic. This is finally maybe a mistake from Voca, but oh my, Carson. Being watched. This absolutely could go wrong, and it's just as Wolfie turns with the smoke in hand. On Modem stepping forward, nobody looking. Carson hoping to play on the timing.
Something.
Oh, Infinite nails it, and this should be it from Carson, but it's a miss. A big one. Modem able to at least get Marsborne something to work with. 2 rounds, their second of the CT side.
Kind of wild, man. I mean, I don't want to... Yeah, let's... Well, you know what? They've had a pretty damn good series so far. Let's forget about that round, maybe. But I don't think Carson will be anytime soon. He's 10-7, though. He can have his one.
Yeah. I mean, it's still a damn strong half. There's just no question about it. Be early. Oh, it's not. Just walks through the smoke. Easy enough. Modem's trade, but he's blind right after that. Wolfie. How much can he get from the back of the site?
Just at least denying the bomb plant would be solid, but maybe too soon a swing. Doesn't even give it half a breath. And everything is still smoked up from that utility because of it.
Both coming in from the same angle as well.
Players low, literally, as well as physically, geographically. Speaking on E-Box, there's a pair of them. Dia's just spamming frantically, trying to have his name heard, but this might be a time for him to just hide. I don't know if you've got to get them ever so worried, as now he just fakes the timing in the sound cues where Chop will eventually go for that stick. He's got a kit, but he doesn't have the round. For good God's sake, 10-2. It happens again and again and again, as Marsborne unable to break through any meaningful hold. Is the second time in this series we've seen the first half end with Vocal at double digits. Maybe they'll be able to close. We'll have to wait to see after this break.
I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my I'll keep go till my feet become. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown. I'll keep going till my feet become blown.
Well, Voca dominant in this matchup since the addition of Infinite. Dominant in this match. In both these first halves, double digits claimed. A scary prospect here as Marsborne on the brink of elimination. Only 3 rounds necessary for Voca to seal that up.
One thing's for certain, man. Shooters shoot. And I would be a fool to not admit how hard Voca are shooting. They look like a force to be reckoned with. And at a time where they need to convince maybe not even necessarily us, but themselves that they're ready to clash North America's regional ECL current best in M80. This is all just the beginning. Now comes the CT that they need to show that they can do a little bit more than they already have to push beyond. A loss on the pistol round switch of Mirage. And as they're getting wrapped through their spawn, it seems like they've actually pulled back relatively decently enough to get their frags out from Snav, but one undetected. Dia can't get anything, and that's a 3v3.
Little something here. Carson needed to be able to stay alive. Now just 2. Shane and Infinite. Bomb getting planted in the process. Shane able to isolate. Excuse me, that's Infinite. Still 2 on the backside of this pillar. Bottom, first and foremost. Shane firing off, and it's Infinite to steal it away again.
Smoke.
Sixy. Surely able to put that smoke down, tap into the bomb. No kit for now. They can get up in there, into the mix. Just gonna stick on that defuse is what Infinite's gonna do. The knife comes out and he's not gonna be locking him down. Oh, it's too little too late. The left, right, it's too soon. There's not enough time, and Voca get away with the defuse. The full 10-second inside of that smoke.
That's certainly one way to get yourself a step closer to victory. Say a step, it's a leap, it's a bound. It's utterly profound what we've come to watch right now. I think that Marsborne are going to be significantly disappointed with this result if it's to go to the wayside as it has. I mean, they've lost to them before, right? 2 times over even, but this is just something different.
Yeah, 3 times even. I mean, this would be the 4th loss in a row.
Well, this year at the very least, but
there you go. That's fair.
the new season.
Yeah, and I mean, whilst we have a tech pause, talked about who is the required individual for Marsborne to step up.
Now?
No.
I don't know, man.
At the beginning of this map, he's 2 and 12.
Yeah, I don't disagree.
No, he was the guy who needed to be that guy. He's not that guy right now.
You're yelling at me. Didn't do it.
Okay, my bad. Make Grizz do better.
Good again.
Make it happen.
Make Grizz great again.
Grizz been great for the vast majority of this cup, but arguably when Marsborne needing him most, he's absent.
Vanished. I mean, our win con's not here as stated, so it would need to be one of those times where everybody comes online at the same. Can't be any just one guy anymore. That is no longer a possibility. That ship has sailed.
You know,
More one-man band talk.
in my old iteration of like notes on this Voca team, I had written down, you know, incredible potential, right? Like the craziness of this firepower. Yeah, I did on the page. But you know, the craziness of the firepower that these guys have, when honest and truthfully they were like not very well drilled, didn't look very good from a team perspective. But now, I mean, they're looking good from a team perspective and also shooting really hard. At that time, I had said in those notes, their floor is pretty darn low because of that lack of drilling and preparation. Dude, you're starting to see some of the ceiling though, and it is, let's just say they're breaking the roof down.
that everything is all right, technologically speaking, for these guys, as it seems yet to really buy much of anything or Marsborne. And at the Horcrux, that's a Harry Potter thing. Is that a real word? World
No,
word?
that's not a real word. Not a real word.
Not a real word. We can neither of us can say at the crux of this game, real English vocabulary, that they kind of need themselves to be ready to fire off. So we're going to be doing a quick round reset so everybody has the money that's required. That's all.
Get it sorted, because they need as much cash as they can get out of that.
Yeah, I mean, 2 rounds away from just being outright defeated.
Dead. Gone. Kaput. Ceased.
Fourth thing.
Something. Yeah. Not really worth it to get there for Carson. Wasn't thinking that they would have that preemptive utility. They did. 10 HP for him. And they're just walking it up mid. Carson's not hearing any of this.
Something for them to try and waltz in with and on as they get themselves all the way up to the front side of the mid split to A before they even start throwing any utility. So yeah, I think reasonably speaking, they've locked them out for the bomb plan at a minimum. It's what Chop can and or can't do, or what will he be allowed to do, actually, as far as this round goes. Because if his team dies on the site before his lurk can ever activate, he becomes effectively rendered useless. But where the hell are Voca right now?
Well, I mean, they were assembling outside of main to try and help Shane.
Kinda?
He's gone down. Yeah, it's pretty good there from Chop. And round over.
That's probably my first actual major gripe that I've seen from Voca thus far in this map, and probably even in this series, to be honest with you. They're all over the place. Like, there's not really a grouping of any kind. I wouldn't call it that. There's one player slow walking rugs. There's another one at the steps. There's another one through canals itself. There's one at A main. There's one at beach. Nobody actually grouping in any meaningful way. So that's a toughie, gotta say.
Yeah.
But not the end of the world.
I mean, it was I think, hopeful to get that kill in A main, and if they do, they can like mount their assault from A main. But when that doesn't work out, yeah, they're kind of out in the middle of nowhere, no man's land.
As they call
It's
it.
gonna be a bye for Voca, but it's with tree MP numbers.
It's with love. Now, this is pretty much where they play out the game, and, you know, I mean, they just play every round and could do some of the craziest maneuvers of all time on a full buy or otherwise, and should be able to luck their way into the finish at that stage, right? Sounds a little bit reductive, but frankly, it's just true.
I do not disagree. It's hard for Marsborne to even play their normal T side because they just don't have any rounds to work with. The freedom that you normally have on the T side to dictate pace becomes so limited when one mistake or two mistakes can be the end of the line, but looking like this will be that. So Shane posts up one. Carson can't do much of anything. Shane with another. That's an upgrade or two. And so now it's 3 rifles against the same number of T's.
Ever a time for them to ensure and make sure that we know that they're ready to close out on scenarios that they absolutely should in this map and in this best of 3. This would be the time to do so. We've waited so very patiently for Marsborne to hold themselves firmly planted. One from A main, a back temporarily turned with damage from his high up member and snap, but still no coverage from this pillar. Need to get onto him, need to swing and hit the heady, and it will hit as intended, but there's a 10-second defuse. I'm not very sure that he's got it, but he's gonna go for that full stick regardless. If he does have it, it will be by the skin of his teeth, and it's Voca with 12. Holy ghost.
That is so close. Not a millisecond to spare on that defuse. And it is the way in which they access it, Dia had actually one opportunity to nail the headshot. Beautifully done on the AK. And the defuse. Utter confidence right here that Dia had it. I mean, that comes down to everything in that. The swiftness of the shot, movement to get back on the bomb. Whew. Skin of the teeth.
Sweat off your brow there?
Yeah.
That was just hyper aggression. They know what they're playing up against. They're not going to try and bash themselves against the brick wall over and over until they've won, but this actually nearly killing Modem will that nade through a main after Shane was blind. He's dipped. Joined up with Dia.
Oh,
That's
nice
just
swing.
a matter of kills.
I mean, that's such a impressive couple of kills. Oh, okay, wait, hold on. A little overreaction, maybe. Infinite going down too. Yeah, very much overreaction. Snav on B. Dia keeps pushing, and Voca, well, they've just kind of given this one away.
Yeah, just a wee bit. And man, they could just flip a coin as to where they want to rush literally every round with every penny invested and eventually probably find a victory. So, feels like not a matter of if but when. I think you had said that.
Yeah.
But, and then, could even be a Snav clutch. I'm not going to write him out. Hell. See him do it. I'm down.
Surely not. Well, that should be it. 25 HP, not enough for him to warrant keeping that up.
See, like a visual moment of self-reflection from him there after that kill. Like, yeah, I guess I'll leave.
He's like, I got nades, I got a kit. Nah, 25 health ain't enough for that. I think that is the quote-unquote correct call. What wasn't the correct call was double pushing Canal after you just got, 4-on-3?
Yeah, I believe so.
Advantage. Yeah, double pushing Canal there, probably not the move. Voca get punished. Props to Marsborne for just, playing in a position where they can react to this so nicely. So it's not free and clear. Not bought and paid for. Voca's still got to work for this thing. They will be forcing around Snavs him for it, at least.
This is going to be them spamming out relatively soon. Again, I said that they could flip a coin, and frankly, whatever it had landed on, they could rush. But the coin, it lands in a way that it's never landed before, Vincent. It lands completely on its side. So what do? They split it down the middle. MP9 frags from Shane. They run it all the way deep to grab those guns, and they dip. This is awesome from them to also now have 2 smokes, 2 HEs, and a flashbang.
You gotta be careful. Ooh, man, almost getting caught. Oh, but he's just caught vision. Halfway smoke for mid. He just be disrespected, but I don't know that Marsborne can afford to do that. Thinking about the consequences of what that would mean if they were to get nifelled right as that smoke is broken at least. Vision. Same true for Voca. See nothing. Carson keeps on moving. Yeah, that's a little bit too ambitious. Carson getting punished.
Punishment only goes so far. It isn't seen through. They don't see it through. It is. Make sure they know what they're being punished for, but right now it doesn't seem like they're going to be sitting in timeout for all too long. Dia backs himself into the A site as both of these rifles, yet to really be tested, will eventually be hit with their time to shine. Lower they both and Modem with the bomb. 15 seconds. Doesn't need to go for the full stick necessarily. They're not afraid of him. Snav is above him, and this map is done, and so too is the series. Locked in for a grand finals appearance. It's Voca versus M80.
I mean, that is utter domination. Totality of the rounds that Marsborne get is 7. In a best of 3 that's gone 3 maps more often than not over many times in the last 6 months. and Voca coming out the victor in the most dominant fashion we've seen yet. Truly impressive. But I really want to just go back and say Voca shooting at a level that just was not able to be answered at all from Marsborne. The stars were not there for them. Where Voca, they had 5 stars in the server, it felt like.
Yeah, I mean, this is potentially a sign of the times, a turning of what was a game that we could say it could go either way in majority of those instances, where never before have we seen a 2-0 for either Voca or Marsborne's core even close to this dominant, Vincent. Not by a long shot in a best of 3 has it been a 2-map affair where they get themselves less than 6 rounds. That's kind of, or rather, I guess less than 8. They hit a total of 7, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's nothing even close to that has happened historically speaking. So if this is the kind of form that we're going to be expecting from them, maybe not even necessarily into the final, but into the future against teams like a Marsborne, like a Boss, like a Zomblers, then I think that they've successfully set themselves apart a little bit from being a necessarily just gatekeeper team, and maybe something that has a little bit more. But you know, I'm not going to get too ahead of myself. Seeing isn't necessarily believing. There's more to be done.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right, but I think this is the best possible way that Voca could have led themselves back into that grand final against M80. That's what's going to be happening tomorrow. I think that they have proven that they deserve that rematch, and that they might be able to make that rematch a whole lot more exciting than the previous iteration of it.
A bare minimum of an additional $2,000 secured for these guys. A bare minimum, at the very least, of 3 ranking spots moved up in the VRS, and a bare minimum of a chance at improving upon both of those things, as the game tomorrow will be the only thing that tells if it will happen is you and I will be back for that one. So make sure you guys do tune in, because it will be a fun time. Maybe it will be M80 a little bit pushed beyond what they were anticipating, and maybe breaking our expectations, not only tonight, but tomorrow will Voca. Thank you guys so much for watching. This has been myself, Why Not, and Vincent bringing you it, and we hope to see you again tomorrow as mentioned. Signing out. I say easy, but he's never really shut down, never really shut out of a map of Mirage, and that's to be expected, but Gale without blowing it, as well as the bomb that needs to be recovered, getting a player out, but the apartments is solid as Infinite takes this round into their own hands. What is that? 7 swapped out to the weapon in which his teammate had dropped, so it's spotted, an Infinite accurate still.
Ooh, just gonna use the flashes instead. Wolfie gets another line, and it's a great
vacay that can back out and away, even with that team kill, though. That's not good. That's not good at all. Snap realizing this does something about it. Rectifies his wrong.
Smart though.
Win onto the clutch. He fakes the jump, and already known. Full head, barely spotted. Careful on the taps though. Precision is everything.
And experienced of these guys and has been playing for a long time himself.
Carson didn't spot the op on the first of those walks, but Wolfie very loud about his movement back as well, but not going to be actually read upon by Carson. A peek into trying to...
A little bit of a recovery. It doesn't have to be the full comeback, just a recovery. That'll do. Looking Carson, hoping to play
he's clipped on something.
Oh, Infinite nails it, and this should be it for Carson. How much can he get from the back of the site?
Just at least denying the bomb.
Bit in there into the mix. Just gonna stick on that defuse is what Infinite's gonna do. The knife comes out, and he's not going to be locking him down. Oh, it's too little too late.
From this pillar, need to get onto him, need to swing, and hit the heady, and it will hit as intended, but there's a 10-second...